Hello everybody, welcome back to another match review today. Full-time score happened earlier on today. Liverpool 2, Fulham 0. And a reflection on the game really. I thought, to be fair, we played okay. I didn't think we played too bad at all really. Thought it was a positive step in the right direction after Monday night's absolute shambolic result where we didn't look bothered really, didn't turn up and were comprehensively beaten by the better team tonight. Okay, it was only 1-0, but we deserved a loss. But looking at today's game, you can't help but feel hard done by here, and obviously the main talking point for me as a Fulham supporter is the goal in the first half. Obviously, Mitrovic's offside goal, which in my opinion wasn't really offside. And that's not me being biased. I'm sure if Liverpool scored that as well, I would have said that was onside as well. It was a very tight call, but to me, Robertson's foot plays Mitrovic on when the ball comes in from the free kick. He nods it in. It's 1-0. Obviously, referee flags for offside, and a couple of seconds later, Liverpool kick it down the other end, play on the counter attack. Salah makes it 1-0, obviously, and it was a sucker punch, of course it was. And to be fair, in that first half, I thought we played really well. I thought we frustrated Liverpool. We really seemed to get under their skin in terms of the way we played. And it reminded me a lot of what we did last season, in particular away from home. I remember going to Norwich last season, we did that a lot. We really slowed the game down, wound the home fans up, and really played it to our tempo as if we were playing at home. And Callum Chambers, I must admit, played brilliantly in front of the back four today. I thought he was absolutely superb in that holding midfield role. And why can't he go out in Southampton? Why can't he get a game at Southampton now and really start to make that position his own? Because I think he's been fantastic in that midfield position. Probably hasn't got the mobility to play right back. Probably isn't good enough at centre half. But I think that in front of the back four, he's probably found his best position. I think that defence, he's good defensively. I think, but I think at centre half, I don't think he's great. But I think in front of the back four, I thought he was superb today. He really was combative on most challenges. Okay, the challenge from Salah in the second half, I think it wasn't great. Obviously, it was a bit late, but okay, it's a yellow card. You can't look too much about that. Probably wasn't as bad as what's his face? I forgot his name now. Dale Stevens. That was it. His red card yesterday against Cardiff. That was quite a poor challenge, really. And I thought he played quite well. Definitely proved that he's more than capable of holding his own in this team if he can really put his best foot forward in the midfield. I think that'd be his best position going forward. Obviously, in the first half, we had a couple of big chances. The first big chance really was a direct ball from Rico to Mitrovic. Wins the flick on. Sessegnon goes through, goes past Van Dijk. One-on-one with Alisson, drags it too far wide of the post. And he had that chance in the Everton a couple of weeks ago where he sort of smacked it off the crossbar, got a bit too much elevation in it, and this time he's dragged it a bit too wide. And again, if we put that chance away, then in my opinion, we're not talking about the offside chance too much because we go into the break potentially at 1-1, if not 2-0, if that goal stood. And against these better teams, you have to take any chance you get really, because you don't get many in the game. Chances like this come at a premium, and to get such a great chance 1-on-1 against the back four like that, we really should be taking it. And it was really frustrating because in the first half, I thought we played really well. Arguably, probably not the better team, really, but we had probably some of the better chances, I felt. Clear-cut chances, in fact. Liverpool played okay. I didn't think they were fantastic today. Probably about a 7 out of 10, but they got the job done, obviously, as all good teams really should do against us. They got through at the end, 1-2-0, which was a big win for them, obviously. Salah took his goal really well. Shaqiri, lovely little finish as well. I'll get on to that in a minute, the second goal. But if we're going to, as I said, we need to start taking these chances because, in my opinion, I think that there has been a change from the first 4 games of the season where we, especially that game against Spurs, I think we had like 27 passes before Mitrovic scored at Wembley. And it has changed from then. Obviously, the defensive record's been absolutely appalling, and we're playing a lot more compact and a lot more tighter, and it means now we're not going to get as many chances as we probably would have had, say, about late August, early September. And it's just the way we are at the moment. Obviously, teams around us. Cardiff won yesterday. Southampton got a point, which should have really been 3 points. I don't quite get how Charlie Austin's goal didn't stand. I thought it was absolutely stupid. I think, talking about VAR, I'm going to go on to that now. We do need VAR in this league. I think a number of opportunities, aside from this game today, aside from that, like Southampton's game yesterday, how the linesman could flag offside for Maya Yoshida's chance was absolutely shocking. I don't think Yoshida's anywhere near the ball. He's not interfering with Ben Foster at all. And we do need help in this league. I think I do watch a bit of the MLS now and again, and VAR is in use out in America, and it works a treat in there. It really helps some officials out in America nail down some of the most important decisions in the game, and it's a very, very big help. Look what the goal on technology's done to the game in England. It's been a fantastic help. And just because a couple of old men who are at the hierarchy of the FA don't want to change it because they don't believe in any change in football, why should we follow them old krauts for? We should go with what we think's best. And VAR didn't do too bad at the World Cup either. I thought it was a refreshing thing at the World Cup. A lot of the big decisions at the World Cup went to VAR, and they got them right. and I don't see no reason why it would harm any potential change to the Premier League. I think that if anything, it would benefit it, and I think it's something that we need to try and get in sooner rather than later, because big decisions in games are going to cost teams, and I don't think Mitrovic's goal was offside, really. I think it was it was half the linesman to give in a split second to go down and get one look at it, and I completely understand that. And it was very, very tight, but looking at it again, if that had gone to VAR in fact, sorry, I'm very confident that it would have stood, and it's not a case of sour grapes, of course it's not, you know. At the end of the day, we folded at half-time and Liverpool ran out, deserved the winners in the end, you know. Second half we weren't good enough, and as I said, Liverpool took their chances, and overall in the second half were the better team. But I feel like, you know, if we'd got that goal, if it had stood in the first half, I think it could have been a bit of a different game, and I think we possibly could have came away from Anfield with a point maybe, I'm not too sure. It would have definitely been a case of how long we could have held out for, but I thought after that first half performance, if we'd gone to a break at 1-0, you know, we could have come away with something, and that would have been huge to our season. Obviously now going into the international break now with only 5 points, and it's not looking great, obviously, but I think in my opinion we saw improvement today, and I definitely think it's something that we can look to try and use as a vote of confidence instead of a negative. I definitely am confident now that, you know, Southampton next isn't going to be an easy game. Of course it's not. Mark Hughes in charge, our former manager. It's going to be a hard game, and, you know, we're going to have to be at our best to win that, and we have to win that in my opinion, because if we don't, then I think Savisa's gone. I don't think you could warrant him staying in charge after losing to Southampton maybe, because, you know, we need to win them type of games, and we haven't been performing too great, but it was a step in the right direction today, and I think the changes he made to the starting 11 were fantastic. I think Seri was completely right to be dropped. He came on the second half and didn't look great, let's be honest, and he's been underwhelming in the past couple of months. I think ever since that goal a month award against Burnley, he's just gone like that in my opinion, which is a shame because he's a very good midfielder on his day. And Gisa, again, I don't get why he was playing today. I think he's absolutely awful. I think he's all over the place, all arms and legs, and I just don't see what he brings to the team. Obviously, there was talk in the week of us signing Bakayoko from Chelsea, but I don't think that would be any better. I think it would be just probably worse. I think, you know, he's made 3 appearances for AC Milan and Serie A this season, not pulled up any injuries at all. Big money transfer from Monaco last summer, I think for £40 million. Didn't do nothing at Chelsea under Conte really. Got farmed out on loan by Sarri, and is starting to probably prove that he was probably a flop. And I think if we're going to sign them type of players, it's going to be an expensive season. And if we were to go down this season, it'd be I'd say it'd be embarrassing. It'd be very, very, very shocking, really, because obviously, in my opinion, in modern day football now, people say we spent £100 million, but in my opinion, in modern day football now, and eventually in a couple of years' time, £100 million will be nothing, because some of the transfer fees you see players going for now, that's not money we spent on players, will be something that is eventually nothing in modern day football. And I think if we were to go down, financial fair play would absolutely wreck us. I'm not talking about going down in November, because I still think there's lots of opportunity to stay up. I mean, you've got to look at Sunderland, who are under Allardyce and even under Gus Poyet. A couple of seasons back, when they were practically all but down in about March time, they stayed up. And I think if we're going to sack Jokanovic, I don't want to say it would be now, because I think we did see an improvement today. I'd give him the Southampton game, then let him go if the result wasn't great. If we're to get a point, then I'm not too sure what would happen really. I'd have to see how the performance was to make a decision there if I was the board. But obviously watching Premier League tonight as well, last night, you know, Fulham fans, there is a bit of snobbery in my opinion towards the sort of firefighter manager in terms of Allardyce and Moyes. But the thing is, what I don't understand is, if Allardyce was to come in and he was to keep us up, and we did what West Ham did last year and get a new manager in the summer, would that be a bad thing? I don't think it would. Because Allardyce, I know his football's not attractive, but he does what we can't do at the moment. He works from the back, he sorts the back four out, and he'll get you clean sheets, he'll get you results. And I know people say, oh, it's long ball, long ball, long ball. And to be fair to him, whenever he plays football, wherever he goes, the reputation is always long ball. He could play the best football in the world and he'd still be touted as a long ball manager. And it's not me trying to say he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Of course he's not, and he's not the greatest thing since sliced bread. But I think in terms of our situation, looking at the managers we're linked with, out of Pardew, Moyes, and I know Moyes done very well at West Ham last year, the type of manager who's organised defensively and play when you get the ball, that's good. I wouldn't mind him either. But if Alan Pardew has been backed in as favourite, you've got to be mad if you want him, haven't you? I mean, whoever's put money on him needs their head checked. He's absolutely awful. Him and that bloody idiot John Carver, who's absolutely... he's a knobhead, John Carver. Let's get one thing straight. When he was in charge of Newcastle a couple of years ago, he was under the illusion that he was the best manager in the Premier League. Like, fucking hell, come on. Seriously, you're John Carver. You are absolutely overrated. Let's get one thing straight. And for Savisa, as I said before, to say he was the best, to say he was a fantastic coach after Huddersfield, mate, let's get one thing straight. You're not the best coach, you're not a fantastic coach. You're crap. Because you're 20th in the league, and it's for that reason, because you can't coach a team properly, you can't get the defence sorted out. But that was Monday, and to be fair, we saw an improvement today, and it's happy, and it's good. A lot of people want Savisa to get sacked, I understand that, and I'm one of them people who probably eventually, if his time is up, I will be happy to see him go. After what he did last year, you can't live in the past, but for me today, there was an improvement today, plenty to be hopeful about. If we got Southampton, if we get 3 points at Craven Cottage, get Southampton in 2 weeks' time, then brilliant. If we can turn it around under Jokanovic, fantastic. It's what I want to see. But if we don't, then unfortunately we have to go for the next best option, and it may have to be one of their managers. You know, a lot of people might say, "Oh, we're not one of those clubs," but you know, what do we want? Do we want to go into the Championship next season, or do we want to stay up? I want to stay up in this league. I don't want to be in that Championship next season. It's a bloody mistress. Keep me away from that league as far as possible. I want to start this season regardless. I'll take anything. Keep us in this Premier League this season, and we'll go again next year. If we go down, this club is finished, because the absolute financial fair play we'll get if we go down, it'll ruin us, and we cannot afford to go down. I want this club in the Premier League every season, and I don't care if we get Allardyce, Moyes, or anyone. If it means staying up, then I'm bloody happy if we do. Because if Jokanovic goes after Southampton, which I think he could do if we lose, get one of them two managers in, because they'll keep us up, regardless of what fans think, regardless of the style of football. They will keep us up. So that's the end of the match for you guys. If you did enjoy it, thumbs up, subscribe if you're new as well. Take care. Whew.